Hello and welcome. It's Denise from Circular Grace. If you're new to my channel, I'm on a mission to share every single word of the Holy Bible. Firstly, thank you very much for your patience. It's been a few weeks, about 4, maybe 5 weeks since I've been able to do a reading. If you followed my post, you'll know that I've had a hip replacement. It was a challenging recovery due to having the other leg out of action. But anyway, I'm on the road to recovery now and I'm feeling well enough to resume my reading. So let's jump into the Gospel according to Mark. We're in chapter 9. And he said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that there be some of them that stand here which shall not taste of death till they have seen the kingdom of God come with power. And after 6 days Jesus taketh with him Peter and James and John, and leadeth them up into a high mountain apart by themselves, and he was transfigured before them. And his raiment became shining, exceeding white as snow, so as no fuller on earth can white them. And there appeared unto them Elias with Moses, and they were talking with Jesus. And Peter answered and said to Jesus, Master, it is good for us to be here. And let us make 3 tabernacles, one for thee, and one for Moses, and one for Elias. For he wist not what to say, for they were sore afraid. And there was a cloud that overshadowed them, and a voice came out of the cloud, saying, This is my beloved Son, hear him. And suddenly, when they had looked around about, they saw no man any more, save Jesus only with themselves. And as they came down from the mountain, he charged them that they should tell no man what things they had seen, till the Son of Man were risen from the dead. And they kept that saying with themselves, questioning one another, what the rising from the dead should mean. And they asked him, saying, Why say the scribes that Elias must first come? And he answered and told them, Elias verily cometh first, and restoreth all things. And how it is written of the Son of Man, that he must suffer many things, and be set at naught. But I say unto you that Elias is indeed come, and they have done unto him whatsoever they listed, as it is written of him. And when he came to his disciples, he saw a great multitude about them, and the scribes questioning with them. And straightway all the people, when they beheld him, were greatly amazed, and running to him saluted him. And he asked the scribes, What question ye with them? And one of the multitude answered and said, Master, I have brought unto thee my son, which hath a dumb spirit. And wheresoever he taketh him, he teareth him, and he foameth, and he gnasheth with his teeth, and pineth away. And I spake to thy disciples that they should cast him out, and they could not. He answered him and said, O faithless generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him to me. And they brought him unto him. And when he saw him, straightway the spirit tare him, and he fell on the ground and wallowed, foaming. And he asked his father, How long is it ago since this came unto him? And he said, Of a child. And oft times he hath cast him into the fire and into the waters to destroy him. But if thou canst do anything, have compassion on us and help us. Jesus said unto him, If thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. And straightway the father of the child cried out and said with tears, Lord, I believe, help thou mine unbelief. When Jesus saw that the people came running together, he rebuked the foul spirit, saying unto him, Thou dumb and deaf spirit, I charge thee, come out of him, and enter no more into him. And the spirit cried and rent him sore, and came out of him, and he was as one dead, insomuch that many said, He is dead. But Jesus took him by the hand and lifted him up, and he arose. And when he was come into the house, his disciples asked him privately, Why could not we cast him out? And he said unto them, This kind can come forth by nothing but prayer and fasting. And they departed thence, and passed through Galilee, and he would not that any man should know it. For he taught his disciples, and said unto them, The Son of Man is delivered into the hands of men, and they shall kill him, and after that he is killed, he shall rise the third day. But they understood not that saying, and were afraid to ask him. And he came to Capernaum, and being in the house, he asked them, What was it ye disputed amongst yourselves by the way? But they held their peace, for by the way they had disputed among themselves who should be the greatest. And he sat down and called the 12, and saith unto them, If any man desireth to be first, the same shall be last of all, and servant of all. He took a child and set him in the midst of them, and when he had taken him in his arms, he said unto them, Whosoever shall receive one of such children in my name receiveth me, and whoever shall receive me receiveth not me, but him that sent me. And John answered him, saying, Master, we saw one casting out devils in thy name, and he followed not us, and we forbade him, because he followeth not us. But Jesus said, Forbid him not, for there is no man which shall do a miracle in my name that can lightly speak evil of me. For he that is not against us is on our part. For whosoever shall give you a cup of water to drink in my name, because ye belong to Christ, verily I say unto you, he shall not lose his reward. And whosoever shall offend one of these little ones that believe in me, it is better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and he were cast into the sea. And if thy hand offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter into life maimed than having 2 hands to go into hell, into the fire that never shall be quenched, where their worm dieth not, and the fire is not quenched. And if thy foot offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter halt into life than having 2 feet to be cast into hell, into the fire that never shall be quenched, where their worm dieth not, and the fire is not quenched. And if thy eye offend thee, pluck it out. It is better for thee to enter into the kingdom of God with 1 eye, than having 2 eyes to be cast into hell fire, where their worms dieth not, and the fire is not quenched. For every one shall be salted with fire, and every sacrifice shall be salted with salt. Salt is good, but if the salt have lost its saltiness, wherewith will ye season it? Have salt in yourselves, and have peace one with another. Wow, what a climax to that chapter. That has got to be, in all of the gospel readings, one of the most gruesome tellings of hell. I mean, it's an analogy. I don't think for one moment it's talking about actual worms or maybe maggots. But it's certainly telling a story. And do you notice it says their worms, implying that the dead have their own maggot or worm, something gnawing continuously at them is how I read that. And a fire that is eternal, never quenched. I suppose it was verse 50, the last couple of verses, 49 and 50, that struck home for me personally, having just been through quite a challenging time. It says, for everyone shall be salted with fire. And I believe the interpretation of that is we'll face challenges. Let's just take another look at verse 49. For everyone shall be salted with fire, and every sacrifice shall be salted with salt. That really rings a bell. I've been through a challenging few years. I mean, you know, not challenging compared to some of the huge testings and challenges that a lot of people face. But for me personally, well, it's been almost 7 years actually of decreasing mobility that come on quite suddenly to the point where I was almost housebound. And the remarkable thing about that journey is it's really strengthened my faith to the point where it's almost like I look back, I look over the challenges, and I struggle to wish it was any different because I wouldn't swap my faith now for anything. So how can I explain this? It was so personally challenging on an emotional level that I frequently called out to God for help. And the instantaneous responses that I received felt miraculous to me. In a way that God became incredibly strong and incredibly personal in my life. I learned that I could reach out during those times of emotional stress and turmoil, and that God was there to hold my hand, that He would literally hold me up. So whilst my legs were simultaneously giving way from under me to the point where I became housebound in the end, pretty much housebound. I couldn't manage more than a few steps. Whilst I simultaneously lost my legs, the Lord was holding me up, and my faith was becoming stronger and stronger as a consequence of that. To have the Lord walking so closely by your side, to be there physically holding you up to the point that you were smiling that day, you were happy that day, you were contented that day, but on that day your mobility had got even worse. I'm telling you the story, and it's difficult even for me to sort of think, wow, but it really was like that. And even through my surgery, I've had, no, not massive issues, but it's been challenging. And again, it's just the Lord being with me. And I think that's what that verse means. For everyone shall be salted. I've been through a really challenging time, but out of that, it's forged in the fire. Out of that, my faith has grown because I've learnt to trust in the Lord. I've learnt to give it all to the Lord. And it's phenomenally powerful. It's phenomenally powerful. And I suppose my message to you, whatever you might be going through in life, whatever challenges you face in life, let prayer be your first port of call. Please, put your faith in the Lord. Give it all to the Lord and ask for help. Just say, I can't cope, I can't do this, it's too much for me, and experience that loving, compassionate, merciful grace of the Lord coming into your life and holding you up, picking you up and making it all right. And I promise you, your faith will grow leaps and bounds through that challenge. So yeah, we face challenges in life, but it's through those challenges I faithfully believe that our faith will grow. And I wouldn't have swapped the last few years for anything in the world. Anyway, powerful stuff. I will add to my blog notes on these verses. What I like to do is I kind of call it like, I chat about the commentaries. I'll provide links to respected commentaries to help you with an understanding of these verses, and I'll just give a little bit of my thoughts, my insights as I go through that. So that's all for now. I hope to be back with you next week for chapter 10. In the meantime, God bless you all. Thank you for your patience. Take care.